And a lot of that is like he's trying to basically ramp up the RPMs and get the ball there, and some of that sacrificing ball placement at times when you're doing that, when it's like, holy shit, all right, he's down there somewhere, versus easy velocity. It looks a little bit different, and your precision's a little bit different. So
right on. Let's get to the running backs. I want to ask you to start, bench, and cut one running back. I know it's difficult. Yeah, I know. Tell us why.
You make them leave, man. Don't do that.
Come on, give it to me. Let me hear these names.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to say Genty. How about out of TreyVeyon Henderson, RJ Harvey, and Omarion Hampton?
Right now, I'll start Omarion, or I'll start Trey. He's my RB3 of this class. I'll bench Omarion, and I'll unfortunately have to cut RJ Harvey. And I'm just looking off my ranks here. Like, Trey Henderson is my RB3. I love him. He runs like a pissed off Tasmanian devil.
Yeah.
He's so freaking fun to watch. I mean, he's lightning in a bottle, dude. Omarion I have as my RB4. Now, I know I'm below consensus. Everybody thinks I'm an Omarion hater. It's not, that, dude. He's in my tier 2. It's pick your flavor again. It is, which brand of big running back do you like? I like Caleb Johnson more than Omarion Hampton, but are they cut from the same cloth in a lot of ways? Sure. But I don't think Omarion, despite how he tested, that type of athleticism, he's more of a linear runner. You don't see his ability to create yards for himself and break tackles and create bad angles for defenders as much as Caleb Johnson. So, tying not only like the testing stuff, because come on, guys, if you've been around the block a few different times in this whole process, there are guys that do not play up to their testing. And there are also guys where it's like, oh, I was told Puka Nacua was slow. I was told Cooper Kupp was slow. Like, there are also guys that play better and play faster than their testing too. So, yeah, I mean, for me, RJ Harvey is going to be on the outside looking in. Now, I love RJ Harvey, and I hate that you put me in this situation.
Well, I mean,
RJ is my RB5.
Running back, see?
Yeah, I mean, RJ is my RB5 of this class, and I think I'm above consensus with that. Like, I love that kid. And again, going back to the age narratives, he's 24. I don't care. Yes, I know he's 24. If you expect, we are playing Dynasty in a 2 to 3 year window, and you are looking at every single running back is, I want you to be productive as hell for your rookie deal. So you get 4 years. If you get a second contract, woo, let's go. Most guys, unless you are super elite, don't get that. So I don't care if he's 24 right now. Yeah, sure. He'll be 24, 25, 26, 27 in his 4 years on the rookie deal. Cool. That's great.
Could be one of those Raheem Mostert types.
Oh, RJ Harvey, my comp for him is Aaron Jones.
Well, Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones.
Speaking of which, Aaron Jones still trucking along at, not the exactly young 24, 25 nowadays.
Yeah, he had one of his best seasons last year.
Interesting.
He had one of his best seasons.
No, Shep, he's too old. He's too old. He can't be any good anymore. He's too old. You got to worry about when running backs are 28 and they're terrible. And Aaron Jones just rocked his age 30 season and said, shove it.
Why does draft capital matter that much more for this position, or should it?
It matters in the sense of you get more opportunities to prove teams wrong. And you are going to get more chances to get volume, to get opportunities to either prove whether you deserve to have been that second round pick, third round pick. Basically, if you're looking specifically, then we could dice this up a few different ways.
Yeah, I know. I know.
With running backs, if you go in the first or the second round, you should be considered in the first round, you're going to be a full-time starter in your rookie season. Second round, you are either going to be in the mix to be a 50 or 60% snap player. You might be the bell cow in year one, or you're at least at the very bare minimum.
You're knocking on the door.
The heir apparent. You know what I mean? We've seen that a lot too. So the first and second round, we know that's money. Third round is where it's like, okay, then we start talking about landing spots. Then we start talking about in the mix to be a starter. Nothing's given, nothing is handed to you in the third round. You got to go out, you got to earn it, and you got to prove it over multiple years that not only do you deserve that job, but you got to keep the job. Now, the fourth round and afterwards, all bets are off. It comes down to talent, opportunity, landing spot. And the other sly thing that I don't think the Dynasty gamers specifically still give enough credence to is coaching. Coaching staffs matter.
You get changes.
Well, dude, you get these day 3 guys, and the guy that I'll mention and why I was not going out and trading for him anywhere, if I could get a really good deal on him this offseason, then I was trading him away, but I was not going out there trying to acquire his services in Dynasty, and I'm still not, is Tyrone Tracy. Was he awesome last year? Yes. But we would be singing a very, very different conversation if Brian Daboll was not the head coach of the Giants anymore after this year. Or what if he wasn't even the coach this year? Tracy's Dynasty stock would be up in the air and everybody be freaking out. Dude, he's a day 3 pick. He's only had 1 year, not even the full season as a starter. And now we got this monster running back class. For everybody out there that does have roster Tyrone Tracy, the other thing I'll tell you right now is you need to trade him right now because the other thing, what if the Giants take a running back in round 3 or round 4? What if that happens? It could happen, dude.
Go ahead, Shepard.
Well, I was going to say also, I mean, when you're drafting somebody in the 5th round or day 3, the contract isn't the same. So it's like, you might become expendable in just that alone, where like, okay, now the following year, let's go draft another running back. Like Kyle Shanahan does it almost every year. It doesn't matter. They keep drafting running backs each year.
Remember what happened to James Robinson? He was really good, and then they had a coaching staff change, and then he wasn't the dude anymore. Like, how many guys do we see that happen to? Michael Carter. I loved Michael Carter, and then the Jets said, yeah, we like Michael Carter. We don't love Michael Carter. But that's the same story for a lot of these day 3 running backs. So it's like, if you go in round 1, round 2, lock set, let's wheels up. Let's go, baby. Yes, BD, James Robinson did tear his Achilles, but he was on his way down even with the coaching staff change anyway, man.
So do you think a lot of these day 3 running backs will make good third down backs, 2-minute warning backs? Because it seems like this class is pretty good.
There's a lot of them.
There are a lot of this is another reason why I'm not going to say I'm higher than everybody on this running back class, because I'm not higher. Everybody loves this running back class. But I will say that we are living in a day and age of the NFL where I used to talk about this over the last, up until the last 2 years. It was, if you are sub 200 pounds and you pan out and you're a workhorse, you will be an absolute outlier, because the NFL had told us that over the previous 5 to 10 years. But the thing about it is that the NFL has also now said, hold my beer, and Austin Eckler, Jahmyr Gibbs, Bucky Irving, Kyron Williams. I mean, the list goes on, guys, of sub 200-pound backs that are James Cook, that have full workloads and are RB1s in fantasy. So we need to toss that out. So in that idea, I love an entire archetype and tier of running backs in this class. Like, I freaking love Rashard Smith. I love Marcus Yarns, Jarquez Hunter, Jaden Blue, Trevor Etienne. All of those guys are in that 190s-esque build. They're slasher backs, or maybe they run a little bit bigger than their size and stuff like that. But all of those guys have true pass game utility. And that's the thing where it's like, dude, if you want to, I want to live in a world where Rashard Smith or Marcus Yarns or Jaden Blue are a team believes in them like the Buffalo Bills believe in James.
Right.
Cook. Let me live in that world, because all these guys are super athletic and they're pass game weapons.
Let me give you a name, because I love this kid. I love this kid, Woody Marks.
Woody.
I like Woody Marks. I don't love him as much as everybody else.
He runs angry, man.
He does.
I love him.
What about Scattebo?
I'm not a Scattebo guy.
No, you're not Team Scattebo?
I'm not, because tell me this: if Scattebo goes to a committee and Scattebo doesn't get 17 touches a game, what is Scattebo doing for you if he doesn't, unless he has the goal line role? He's probably going to give you a lot of games where it's 12 for 40 and you're praying he gets into the end zone.
Right.
So like Scattebo is a player where it's like, if somebody told me Scattebo went in round 2 of the NFL draft, fine. Then a team is saying you are going to be our workhorse running back. But I don't think that's going to be the case. I think Scattebo probably goes round 4, maybe round 5, considering the depth of this class. And if he goes there, I'm not that in, man, because again, the draft capital talks, and as deep as this class is, I mean, bro, give me RJ Harvey, give me Bashal Tootin, give me DJ Giddens, give me Devin Neal, give me Brashard Smith over Scattebo. Even I'm not that high on Quinshon Judkins. I'll take Quinshon Judkins all day over Scattebo.
Okay,
you just mentioned Neal. He's another one too that just has
three down guy. He could be a workhorse.
Yeah.
Where is TreyVeyon Henderson, and why not Judkins? Like, what is it about these two other than the fact that they played from the same team? They played on Ohio State.
Trey is my RB3 of this class.
RB3.
He's in my tier 2. Quinshon Judkins is my RB10. I don't see what everybody loves about Quinshon Judkins so much, man. Like, I honestly, I get he went to Ohio State. I get he scored a lot of touchdowns. I get he ran for 1,000 yards. Can we also have a conversation? I get he tested good. I understand all of that. His film, I don't love it as much as everybody else. I think that he's got a compact build. I think he's honestly a one-speed runner, man. Like, he gets up to top speed. He doesn't have a home run gear. He can create some yards for himself, but I think he's a linear runner. He needs a runway to get going and stuff. And for a player that also, like, going back to the analytics, should I be over the moon for a player that over the last 2 years has ranked 121st and 82nd in yards to contact per attempt? He's ranked 41st and 128th in breakaway run rate, and he's also outside of the top 65 running backs in FBS in elusive rating. Like, what out of that analytical profile says, holy shit, he should be my RB5? I don't see it, man.
When you're doing what you're doing and stuff, and the process of ranking them, do you look at strength of schedule for these running backs, or any of the players? I
used to, but I feel like there's a lot of context that can be lost in that. Like I could say, okay, he produced versus a good run defense, but if the running back was behind, like you could splice that one of two different ways, because running backs, even if you were like a freaking super elite monster, okay, you still only can do what your offensive line is allowing you to do as well. So, like, let's play both sides of that coin. Say a guy goes up against a top 5 collegiate run defense. Okay, what if the guy's running behind a top 3 offensive line in college? Okay, then he has a good day. What are we taking out of context of that? What if he's running behind a bottom 5 offensive line in college, and he's got a guy, 1 to 2 guys in his face as soon as he gets the ball put in his stomach? How is he going to succeed if that's the case? Or, like somebody with Ashton Genty, like if they loaded up the box and he goes 25 for 85 yards, like, are we knocking him because they said, screw you, Boise State, we're not going to let Genty beat us? Like, we shouldn't.
Yes, because because when I was doing, we did our little show about ranking and stuff, and I have TreyVeyon Henderson as my RB1. Just because he, to me,
I mean, I love Trey. I'm not going to fight you on Trey. I love him.
This is my theory, is the fact that, okay, if you took Judkins out and he had the ball 80% of the time, his numbers would have been better.
That's fair. I guess my only question,
schedule, which I probably shouldn't.
But my only question, Rhino, is this: what do you think his volume looks like in the NFL, do you think he can be used as a 15 to 17 touch guy, or is he going to be in that 12 to 14 range? Because I think weighing both of those things, because Ohio State was very deliberate in their use of Trey, and I don't see him as I don't see Trey Henderson, considering his injury history. I don't see him as being even a Jahmyr Gibbs guy where a team is going to feel comfortable feeding him 15 plus touches, maybe upwards in the 20s on a weekly basis. I think he's going to be in that realm where he's capped both to maximize his explosiveness, the lightning in the bottle, and keep him healthy. But where do you sit with that?
I think if he was getting 17 20 carries a game, I think he's a 3-down back.
Do you think he gets that in the NFL? I guess is my question. Do you think a team does that with him, or do you think he's pigeonholed?
I think if it's a team like the Bears, the Raiders,
okay. You think they would feed him like 15 to 18 opportunities a week?
15 to 20, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's where that's the glorious thing about all of this. It's like, I'm not going to sit here and say, holy shit, how do you have him there? Because look, at the end of the day, we're all weathermen. We're forecasting weather people. We're forecasting, and we're going to get a lot of it right, and we're going to get a lot of it wrong. And anybody tells you that they're batting 1,000 is lying out there, like they're lying through their teeth to you. So that's not the reality. So I'm not going to sit here and say anything is really like just outlandish and insane, because we don't know. You could be right about his workload, and maybe I'm wrong. Who knows?
I mean, Caleb Johnson ended up being RB1 out of this class.
What about this dude in Denver?
Who, Trey?
Yeah.
I mean, I would love him in Denver. I would absolutely love him. And to Disco's question here, I'm pulling up the first round of teams. I do think Trey goes in round 1. If he doesn't go in round 1, I mean, I'll look at a few different teams. But, I mean, tell me, I don't even care if Trey Henderson goes round 1. I'll give you this. If Trey Henderson goes as the 33rd pick in the second round, or overall, excuse me, like
close enough
pick to the Browns. If he goes to the Browns, I love it. Like, put him with Jerome Ford, give him 12 to 15 opportunities, let him go freaking ball. You know what I mean? Like, I honestly, maximizing his value, probably, I would say, looking at just like team fits, run scheme, all that kind of stuff, opportunity. Cleveland, the Giants, if they were to take him at the top of the second round. Vegas, if you want to sit here and put it with Raheem Mostert.
And Chip Kelly's is the OC there.
Yep. You can put him in Chicago with the 39th or the 41st pick. Let him be the 1A and DeAndre Swift be the 1B. I wouldn't hate any of that. Put him in Dallas. Put him in Dallas in the second round, because all they have is meat shields. All they have is placeholders. Miles Sanders and Javonte Williams are not starting this year.
I think
that's all they are. We see teams do that every year, where they sign some crusty veteran to a 1-year deal, and they say, well, if we strike out in the draft, this happens to also be a Dallas conversation, coincidentally.
Dallas,
if we strike out in the draft and tell everybody who we're going to draft, then we still have guys that can carry the rock. Hello, Jerry Jones. We see that every year. So, like, I think that's also good signal to kind of tell you what running back or what teams could do. Oh, God, there's Gollum. I always call Jerry Gollum, because he looks exactly like, if anybody's seen Lord of the Rings, like he's going to pull out a ring. I mean, he's in there clutching those 1990s rings. Oh, the precious, in his office.
I kind of feel bad. I kind of feel bad
for Jerry.
Yeah.
Are you a Cowboys fan? How the hell do you feel bad for him?
I want to see them do well. I don't know.
Oh,
so do I. But
Jerry gets to lay in the penny pinching Scrooge McDuck money bed that he has made for himself. I don't feel bad for that dude at all.
I tell people he has Al Davis syndrome.
I feel bad for Cowboys fans. We
mentioned the Raiders a little while ago. I think Uncle Pete's going to draft Genty.
He could.
I think he's going to go get his Marshawn.
He could. Personally,
just a prediction. It's low hanging fruit, actually.
If I were the Raiders, I would take Ted at 6, and then I would go running back shopping in the second round. Like, give me Ted and Omarion or Caleb Johnson in round 2. I would much prefer that.
With the running back class, do you think there's gonna be a lot of teams going to double dip, trying to be like the next Detroit Lions
or the Green Bay Packers?
The Green Bay Packers.
Took Aaron Jones.
I
think they definitely could. I think you could see. Nobody feels bad for Jerry. I'm sorry, Shep. That if anything has been said in this show that's a hot take, it's feeling bad for Jerry Jones. I mean, you could see teams double dip. I could see the Cleveland Browns doing that. I mean, their whole entire running back depth chart is no man's land, basically, because they don't believe in Jerome Ford. They've said that. Denver, if they wanted to wait on the position, I could see them double dipping. I could see who else? I could see the Bears double dipping because honestly, they don't have as many needs as they had before. If there's any teams or if the Giants, so it's like the Giants, the Browns, and a few of the other teams I rattled off. I could see any one of those double dipping. Just depends on where and when.
Yeah.
All right, DBro, you've given us 1 hour and 15 minutes. I can't get you out of here until you tell us about at least 2 or 3 wide receivers. At least 2.
I mean, we still got a few things to talk on this show sheet, bro. Yeah, you got me for you need me, okay? Bro, like I'm okay.